If we want the next generation to be familiar with the frankincense, we have to make agriculture out of it, otherwise it will disappear from the world. This is my vision.
We've learned how Israel's water system brings life to the farthest reaches of the country. And now it's time to see this miracle in action. I traveled into the desert to meet a man who's utilizing Israel's vast water infrastructure to prevent some very specific ancient plants significant to both the Jewish and the Christian faith from being lost forever.
This is what we call the core of the desert. Very, very salty, very hot here, no water at all. This is the tough desert.
So Guy, this is your farm?
Yeah, this is my farm. This is the Balm of Gilead Farm. We are located at the Jericho Valley.
10 minutes away from the Dead Sea.
We are 5 minutes from the Dead Sea, and this is why it's very salty.
The fact that we're sitting in the middle of a completely dry, scorching hot desert, and you have water to water these plants, that's a result of modern technology.
Definitely.
Yeah.
On ancient time, this plant was grown only next to well springs. Over here, there is no well spring.
Yeah.
We are bringing the water from another place. I hit the road about 12 years ago with an even romantic vision to bring back the agriculture to the shores of the Dead Sea and to revive the industries that was once driven from it.
This is an ancient industry.
Yeah.
This isn't 25 years ago industry. This is...
No, this is
1,500 years.
Yeah. This industry was based on a very unique plant. Its name was Balm of Gilead. This plant was grown agriculturally only here and only by the ancient Hebrew farmer. This plant was the source of one of the most important medication of ancient time, the source of the most desirable perfume in the Roman Empire. The plant was so important, so it served as the first ingredient of the incense of the Holy Temple, and since the Second Temple period, is the only ingredient of the anointing oil of the kings and the priests. I want to bring it back.
Guy tapped into something here, reviving the cultivation of plants that our forefathers used in worship. First was the Balm of Gilead, used in the temple and a staple of ancient Israel's economy. After that, another family of plants that we read about in the Gospels caught his attention, frankincense and myrrh. This is the same frankincense and myrrh that we read in the story of the Magi coming to see baby Jesus. It's the same plant.
The same plant, definitely, is in danger of extinction. If we want the next generation to be familiar with the frankincense, we have to make agriculture out of it, otherwise it will disappear from the world. This is my vision.
So guys, these are your trees.
Yeah.
These are Guy's babies.
These are my babies. This is a myrrh called glandulosa. This is Indian myrrh called Commiphora whitey. This is a myrrh called Harvey. This is the Yemeni myrrh. It's considered to be very high-quality myrrh. It got a very unique smell. I made a few hundred plants of it because I really like its smell. Smell it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's intense.
Yeah. Let's meet the Balm of Gilead. It got different note of smell in different parts of the plant. I'm going to cut it and bring your finger here. Smell it.
That's an amazing smell. These plants were sacred to our ancestors, and without this little farm by the Dead Sea, we could lose this important part of our history. Guy is using the same water system that keeps the people of Israel alive and hydrated to bring life to the desert and make sure these ancient elements of worship are accessible for at least another generation.
Without the modern delivery system of the water, it wouldn't be possible to make this agriculture. And thanks to this, I'm able to grow my plants.
It's amazing. We've had this chance to sort of see how this system works around the country, that at the end of the line, somewhere in the middle of the desert, is Guy Erlich and his biblical plants. He opens the tap and water flows out to his plants.
This is part of the Zionist story of bringing back the past into life.
Thank you for joining us as we provide a spiritual insight of what God is doing in Israel and in the Middle East. If you want to learn more about what God is doing in Israel, make sure to visit us on our webpage and follow us on social media. Shalom, and God bless you from Jerusalem.